Yeah, Enigma in the house. My man Spann, Titan Studios. It's called From the Heart. Keeping it real is what all the song's about. Never selling your soul. Always staying true to yourself. Alright, yeah. Check it out. Money, cars. But will never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money, cars. But will never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the start. Man, money, cars. But will never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money, cars. But will never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the start. Man.
Shit I'll be talking about. And welcome back to your favorite weekly sports show. It is, ladies and gentlemen, of course, ITC Sportsball. And I am your man, Jerome Spann, pretty face on ITC. Don't forget that, baby. And of course, we are here with the regular Sportsball crew. We have got that hot take spitter, the man who rips like Dylon spits. He is the modern day Ali on the microphone. When he comes in the arena, all the ladies are screaming. He is that man.
Hey, you know, it's your boy Mace, ready to go. Let's get it.
Ooh, baby. And of course, we've got ITC's resident troll. He is that dude that sees a fire and he's like, I got this gasoline and gunpowder plus bleach. What's happening? He wants to set your soul ablaze every time he hits the page. He is that man. Daryl.
I am not the resident troll anymore because I'm about to tell the truth today. And start. Yes, I'm going to start it with the truth. I'm going to start with the truth. That how booty them Lakers are. There we go. That's the truth. Clap your hands for the booty police. Lakers.
Of course, he has to go right there. Can't even get the intro fully done. Well, of course, we appreciate you all listening to us on Spotify and all those good apps out there everywhere that you can get your podcast. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you're watching us on YouTube to make sure you are notified every time some new content drops. But of course, we got to get into things, and Daryl already kind of spilled a little bit of the tea, so we might as well go right there. Mace, yo, Lakers have been boo. Okay, I mean, them boys have been trash. At this point, Mace, how you feeling?
At this point, everybody need to be on the trade block. There shouldn't be a single soul in that locker room safe from being traded. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That's the product y'all gonna put on the floor all year. Street clothes already in street clothes again. Westbrook is on the bench, coming off the bench. LeBron out there fighting for his life. And you got Pat Bev running around like a chicken with his head cut off on defense. And can't nobody hit a shot. Street clothes is shooting like under 20% from like mid-range jumpers. Under 20% mid-range jumpers. You know what's crazy, though? I went back and watched some of Street Clothes highlights from like his last year in New Orleans. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's not that his body don't even look the same no more. He's not the same. I mean, I get it, dudes get older, but like from 24 to 28 or how, like he's still in his 20s, bro. He's still technically physically in his prime, but he looks like an old man out there. He can't move no more.
California.
I don't get it, dog. Like he doesn't, like I say, he doesn't even look like the same person anymore out there on the floor. Like straight up.
Hey, look, I'ma just say it plain out and simple. Good God, this Lakers season is gonna get uglier quicker than I thought. Look, we already knew as soon as Pat Bev came into the equation that this was all about to be comedy for all of us.
This is gonna just be a dumpster fire. The moment Pat Beverly and Westbrook were assigned to be teammates, you knew it was gonna be a dumpster fire.
You got Pat Bev out here trying to make y'all huddle like y'all a college team.
Yeah, and Westbrook over there just, if you don't get it,
get out my face.
Listen, it was a preseason game at that, bro. Listen, man.
My man is struggling. Okay, look. That's rough. That's rough. Westbrook, look, my boy. I've been a fan of yours for years. Okay, you washed at this point, my dude. You can't even make the shots that you was making your whole career. You washed. And Mace, did you see this man? Daryl, did you see him have the audacity to come out when this man had a game when he shot like 2 for 11 and came out talking about some, yeah, I think I played good. Nigga, what? Nigga, huh?
Yes. I had a good night. He went like, he was like 2 for 11 on the night, like 0 for 7 from 3 or something like that. It was ridiculous. My man didn't hit no shots. I had a solid night.
Here go. All right, my man in 27 minutes had 2 points, went 0 for 11, 0 for 6 from downtown, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals. Oh yeah, I had a good night. Russell Westbrook, have you lost your fucking mind?
He touched the ball. That's why I'm saying he had a good night. Touched the ball.
He got his cardio in. That's about it. I mean, did he have a good workout? Maybe. That's about it. But in all seriousness, though, Jeannie and Rob Pelinka have completely dismantled a championship team in 2 years, and it's not being talked about enough. You can talk about the bubble and all this and that. Like, maybe that team doesn't win a championship over the course of a normal regular season, but they're not hot garbage like they are right now. Because I mean, we all know if street clothes it wasn't street clothes for that playoff run if they didn't have a 2-month break because of COVID. Let's talk. Let's be real about this. I'm just be real. Street clothes had a 2-month break.
If you being real, are you finally going to admit what I told you about a little bit over a year ago now, which is that the Lakers are just another franchise now, dog?
No.
Oh, see, here you go. Daryl, he still got a little bit of that drunk left in him, dog. He can't let it go. He don't want to admit that the Lakers is just
but they're being
franchise.
They're being run into the ground by their management.
Who else is there to run the team, Mace? The son sucked, and the daughter's not great at it either. So what are we talking about, bro? Y'all are just another franchise at this point.
Y'all got LeBron James. That's it. And he ain't saving y'all. And he ain't.
Like I said, everybody need to be on the block. I don't know what you could get for what. I don't even think LeBron has a trade market. He's like one of those players that he has to choose you. You can't choose him. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean,
hey,
how much does he left having? Like, no team is gonna feasibly give up any young talent for a LeBron.
Nah. I got the trade for y'all. I got the one. Y'all can trade for Draymond.
What is he gonna do?
You do. You know what? You know what?
Who? Okay, so who in our locker room is Draymond gonna fight first?
Street clothes.
Falcon Punch.
Oh, it's gonna be street clothes. He's gonna be so mad that man is always out. They be fighting.
Listen, bro. Did you see the play that he first hurt his back on? This man hanging on the. You can't even play basketball without getting hurt, dog.
Street clothes is made of paper mache at this point. Okay, that's it. Look. You know I don't like to kill Chicago guys like that, but that man is paper mache.
Like, okay? I'm telling you, bro. Look at him. Even look at him from the bubble season to now. Like, he's a completely different person. He's not the same guy out there no more.
So you saying he's running out of glue? You need some more paper strips?
Listen, bro. At this point, if I was him, I would honestly just think about, you know what? Let me just sit out a whole season, bro.
Mace, you know how Zorro was all bandaged all the way up from head to toe? That's what they're going to have to start doing for street clothes.
That's just ridiculous, man. It's unfortunate because it's like one injury after the other, but at the same time, man, I don't know what you can do at that point.
So in all seriousness, it's an utter disappointment for what's happened with Anthony Davis and his inability to stay healthy. Look, you got to understand, people. Yes, we like to clown street clothes here, right? We love to do that. It's because it's hilarious. It's just Come on, it's an easy one. But at the end of the day, it's very disappointing to see how his career has played out. As somebody, I know, Mace, you've been a fan of him since he was at Kentucky. I've been a fan since then. A lot of people have been rocking with him since then, and yet it's only been truly that bubble season, and maybe you remember that first time they made the playoffs in New Orleans when it was him and Boogie on the team.
Yeah.
Outside of those 2 seasons, he's never really looked like the player that he should be. It's always something. It's always an injury here or there.
He's working back from an injury, or he's working through an injury. It's like he's never been on the court long enough to just completely feel comfortable, feel healthy. It's unfortunate, man. And his talent is just it's gonna be one of those big what ifs when his career is over with.
I'd have to say at this point, if we're gonna compare career arcs, right? Oh, excuse me. We're gonna compare career arcs. He is Black Bill Walton. All the talent in the world, could be a top 5, top 10 player in the league all day, but them injuries is robbing him of that ability. I mean, for those that don't know, I know we all, for the most part, know Bill Walton as the crazy old dude doing a lot of college games and NBA games where he always saying some wild stuff, right? That's what a lot of us know him as. But to go back and look, Bill Walton was a bad mother trucker when he was out there playing. I'm talking Bill Walton was giving people buckets, okay? But injuries started getting him. And I honestly think at this point, Anthony Davis, Bill Walton, it's like the same thing, man. It really is. Except I may say Bill Walton was probably better because Bill Walton was he was a walking bucket. He was legit out there giving people the work.
Oh, yeah.
So, and like I said, with Anthony Davis, I mean, Bill Walton has got at least 5-6 seasons where you can say that with him. With Street Clothes here, 2 seasons, like we said.
Yeah,
2 seasons. That's it. That's it.
Two where you could probably say he was playing up to what we thought he should be for his entire career.
Yeah. So it looks like this Lakers situation is going to get messier and messier. They're going to have to get somebody.
The report is that they were trying to wait until after the Thanksgiving mark, heading into December, when teams get desperate when they see that they're not winning like they're supposed to. You're the desperate team. Other teams ain't desperate. You're the desperate team. Do what you got to do. You already gave away the rest of you. You already gave away a first-round pick from here until eternity. You might as well add a few more to it.
Once you cut off my transition again, I'm going to kneecap you. Don't nobody care when the Lakers say they was saying they going to wait. Nobody cares. Y'all can wait all you want. That just adds to the comedy for the rest of us. Like, what? Nobody
boys
cares.
is hot garbage.
nobody cares. We're here to laugh at the Lakers, Mace. We don't care about serious analysis with them right now. The boys is trash. OFA. That's what we don't call the Los Angeles OFAs. That's what they are right now.
Sadly to say, the Sixers are better than the Lakers at this point.
Boy, and they ready to run Doc out of town. But speaking of getting people out of town, AEW has pretty much made it official with bringing back the Young Bucks and everything into the situation that CM Punk is going to be up out of here. So, Daryl, now that it is basically 100% official, I mean, we call it 99.9 at this point, right? That CM Punk's out. Do you feel like the right decision was made?
I don't know. I could say, okay, let me look at it. Let me look at it as a fan perspective. Fan perspective. If I like the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, yes, is a good decision. If I like them.
Man, if you don't stop trying to give me the stock answer and give me a real answer, did they make the right decision? Of course, get out of here talking about, well, if you're a fan of this person, no, I asked you, did they make the right decision?
The honorary decision? No. They should both be out. They should put Omega out. They should put the Bucks out. They should put CM Punk out. Oh, made
But
the
who
company
at that point? Who's the sell at that point though?
That's their problem. They didn't want they didn't want to invest in their people that they had in the beginning when they had the first all out, and when you transition to all in and all that other bull, they chose to eliminate their own stock. Jungle Boy, useless on the mic. They made him useless on the mic. How many more people we gotta say? We had good tag teams before you start bringing in all these WWE tag teams. You had like, think about it. If you go from belt to belt to belt, who has the belt? A WWE guy is your main promotion. He is already built. He was already built when he came there. He was already there. He already had his fan base. So you had Jericho jump on the bandwagon first. He had the title, had to hold it for a whole year. Then you had Mox. Then you have, after that, you have Omega. Like, Omega is probably their only person. The only person that they built. The only person that they built that was on their.
So basically,
a definition of built.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, what you're saying is that they're backed into a corner, and they can't let everybody go. So somebody got to stay. And
they have a problem with their tag team division. They don't want to see. Think about it. They have Swerve and Keith Lee right now, lost their belts. Then you got FTR. Both teams are WWE. Their claim is definitely AEW. I didn't see them nowhere else. They are in a lock jaw right now to get them titles off of them. Technically, all they got to promote. The only reason they have the belts right now is because of good promotion. You want your kids watching some AEW and say, "Scissor me, daddy." Come on now. Come on. I can't say the last part.
But to the point is, though,
if you're gonna say that, hold on, we have to give people some context here, because he just said some really wild stuff and it sounded really, really wild. So we have to get some context. In Omega's days, he has done some very strange matches, including wrestling someone that is like not a wrestler at all and basically trying to sell it. And also including wrestling a sex doll in the ring, a blow-up doll specifically, okay? So Kenny Omega has a history of some very, very strange antics in the ring.
So, tag team division's in an uproar. You got an interim women's title that's held by another WWE star. Nothing else. No built. No built to it at all.
So we got to get to the crux of this here, because you're gonna sit here and talk. You're gonna trash them boys for the next 20 minutes if we let you. We're gonna get to the crux here. So you're saying AEW should just get rid of everybody. I'm saying is that they're backed into the corner and they gotta hold on to something. They can't get. You said if you're going, I mean, people know CM Punk. They know that name for whatever reason. They know that name, so they're gonna turn on the TV.
How they know the name CM Punk?
They're gonna turn the TV on for CM Punk. So if you have somebody that they're gonna change to your station on, you got to keep them, because
in fairness to Mace, the ratings have dictated, Daryl, and this is factual. When CM Punk has walked in that California group of wrestlers, right, including Omega, the Omega and his boys, right, they've lost 200,000 viewers from CM Punk to walking them into an Omega main event. They lost 200,000 viewers, averaging right now. So, like Mace is saying, CM Punk is putting the butts in the seats.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to ask you this. I really got to hold you down on this. So even though CM Punk is the one really drawing for your TV ratings and putting the butts in the seats, right? Gave you your first $1 million gate, right? He's the guy that's got to go in your mind.
No, that's dumb. I've been saying it was dumb. I'm just saying, like, even when Kenny Omega came back, yeah, you got the good old one day, hey, Kenny Omega's back, but he's flipping injured. He's not 100%. You're only getting good 2 weeks in seats with Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega, the new Shane Douglas.
You're forced. First off, you already, when you're leading up to the whole All Out, you already knew that they were going to win the trio titles. You already knew. There was nothing in place in the way of saying, hey, Kenny Omega is going to lose. Young Bucks are going to lose. No. You already knew. You already knew they were going to win. That's the problem, because EVPs were going to win that no matter what. The good old, what Cornette calls them? What Cornette calls
the Cucamonga Kids, you mean?
Cucamonga Killers.
Hey, Jim be killing them boys. And,
the Hardy Boys.
hey, look. In fairness to Jim Cornette, all this, right? Because y'all know I rock with Jim. He has some great points when it comes to all this. As EVPs, they should have known better, right? They shouldn't have done that. That should have been. Look, everybody that was in a position of power handled the situation poorly, starting with Tony Khan. Tony Khan, so you let this man sit next to you for 30 minutes, chewing everybody out, putting all the truth out there, right? Going ham. And then you didn't then proceed to make sure that you went and talked to the Young Bucks and Omega and be like, hey, I don't want no tonight. Okay, I don't want nothing. We can all sit down and have a conversation about this, but ain't no problems. He didn't do that. Then the guys who were quote unquote executive vice presidents, they go into a dude's locker room where they went in 3-on-1 and thought everything was gonna be cool. Look, I'm gonna tell you this much: you come in my locker room 3-on-1, dog, we ready to fight. Because you already let me know what it is. You walked in with 3 people. You let me know, hey, dog, we might have to throw hands. And that means I think y'all going to jump me. And I'm going to do just like what CM Punk and his homeboy did, which is y'all can catch a chair, some bites, eye gouges, all of that. What's happening? What's up? So it was a piss poor handling of the whole situation by everybody. So, Daryl, I know you're saying everybody should go. But if everybody went, then who, in your mind, who should they be pushing to the front of the program right now then? I know the Omega and the Young Bucks are still there, but like Mace was saying, like the big point, right? Hey, CM Punk was their draw. So who should they push to the front of the program?
Now their draw is MJF. Now they pushing a heel to go face.
He might be gone next year.
What options do you have? You don't show MJF on a week of Dynamite, you got bad ratings. What you going to do? Start saying your tag team division is going to put in people in seats. Trust me, I had someone there at the Philadelphia show when they were at Philadelphia. That was horrible. It was completely horrible. I never seen so many empty seats in my life at a Dynamite, because before, Dynamite was always packed. It was like the, hey, anti-WWE and everything else. Now, since Triple H is running it, you got this is the thing. AEW is trying to play their cards against a returning Bray Wyatt. They're pushing their cards against a new era of freaking Triple H and controlling like a narrative that is like wrestling / actually getting people to enjoy the product again.
So like, who's the savior for AEW? Like who can come in and write this shit, like get them on? Because I mean, obviously they're run by a bunch of toddlers that don't know what they're doing. I mean, let's call it what it is. Every time you turn around, we sitting up here talking about how AEW did something. When was the last time we talked about AEW doing something right?
I'll be honest with you. I think in the past year, I think the only thing that we really have given them praise for that they deserved it was the CM Punk MJF stuff that was going on. Other than the
rivalry for CM Punk,
there has
been nothing that makes you want to go and watch AEW right now, because I can't
think of anything.
Because right now at AEW, like they're not even giving you an update report on what happened on Hangman Page on live TV.
So this seems like it just seems like this was just a hobby for Khan here. Like, you know what? Let's just start I got a lot of money. Let's just start up a wrestling organization.
I don't want to knock Tony like that. I think he legitimately does love the business, but he doesn't know piss all about running it. That's the problem. He knows piss all, and then people that knew stuff about it that he's brought in and that he didn't listen to are a big part of the reason why the business is what it is now. Look, man, I know Cody Rhodes has not said anything, and that probably has a lot to do with NDAs, right? The day that Cody Rhodes tells us what happened, that's when we'll know 100%, okay, this is where they went wrong. Because the seminal moment when we knew everything was going sideways with that company was when the dude who was there to start the company, the guy who it was built off of initially, right? That guy's like, nah, bruh, I'm good. I'm going to go back to WWE. Hey, dealing with Vince. Think about this for a second, fellas. Cody Rhodes legitimately said dealing with Vince McMahon is better than dealing with you guys.
And on top of that, he was in the company the whole time. He even banned himself to get the main title.
Do you see what I'm saying? A guy that was doing everything he could to get the company up was like, I'd rather go deal with Vince McMahon. I'm cool. Think about how wild that is. And we know Vince don't make good decisions all the time. We know it. And with Daryl, you especially know. He has made horrible decisions with Cody's career previously. And he was like, yeah, I'll go deal with him.
At least he's making decisions. They might be bad, but at least he's willing. At least he's willing to stick with his decision. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't see. But also, like, even if you go back in the first 2 years of freaking AEW, you don't see like Cody manipulate himself to actually just have the belt on him.
Because Cody Rhodes was trying to build up a whole wrestling company. You have to think, and this is a great point that Jim Cornette. Shout outs to our guy Jim out there, right? This is the great point that he makes. That California crew, they are not trained in what you would call the classic wrestling business, right? They were a bunch of backyard wrestlers that eventually got rise of fame, right? None of these guys were really trained by someone to know how. Their success came
New
as
Japan.
but they were indie guys essentially, right?
Yeah.
They were just indie guys. Now they're playing on the major league level. We've seen just across sports, right, that have minor league sports. We've seen in baseball, right? Guys that could be tearing it up in the minor leagues come to the majors and suck, right? Because they don't understand the intricacies of the game. That crew does not understand the intricacies of telling a wrestling story and building up matches. They do spots. They don't do a whole match. They're not telling you a story. They're just a spot wrestler. And that's not a good wrestler. And you cannot build a company off of that. And when you are trying to build up with guys like that, here you go.
Well, we could say this. AEW built their characters like how Cody Rhodes went to Impact Wrestling for the first time. That's how it was built. And that was bad. That was bad.
I can't speak on that because Impact Wrestling has always been a no-fly zone for me.
Cody Rhodes had a rivalry with Bobby Lashley that didn't go nowhere. Didn't go nowhere.
Look, Daryl, TNA is what you just said. Okay, everything went nowhere, Daryl. Everything. It wasn't just one storyline. The whole company is just a whole bunch of going nowhere. Okay, like stop.
Hey. That's the first time I ever heard that. Like when Ambrose came up with this whole Moxley thing, I was like, how did he come up with that name? Go back to TNA. Oh, he came in TNA with that name. Oh, and never used it ever again until now. Got you.
Hey, sometimes you gotta pull your trump card, bro. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of these names came from TNA, so we gotta thank TNA and the partnership of AEW to keep on making us cry every single week with their ratings and saying, hey, we're the best TV show, and how JR has to lie over time. You know what? It's already bad enough that Big Show was only good for advertising because he ain't good for anything else over there. He was literally there to wear t-shirts.
I mean, again, another decision that made no sense for me.
Mark Henry, you're only good for making backstage interviews for Rampage. Oh, boy.
And the craziest part is, right, you guys know I love Big Show and Mark Henry. They're like two of my favorite wrestlers. Like I love Big Show going all the way back to when he was the Giant in WCW, right? Like I thoroughly enjoyed him. Mark Henry, I've rocked with him since he was the enforcer in the Nation of Domination. Original Mark Henry, I wasn't really for that, right? That was too cheesy, but that I'm the enforcer Mark Henry, I was for that guy. And then he was sexual chocolate. Come on, baby.
What's sexual chocolate, baby?
So, but again, not mad at those guys getting their money, but if we're talking about how much sense it makes for AEW as a wrestling company, it makes freaking zero. So I just don't get it. You know, again, it's just one of those things that AEW, they're going to have to deal with that. So I guess we'll see how this plays out. But again, when I told y'all boys it was WCW, it wasn't because I wanted to tell y'all that. I was rooting for AEW to really get up and be a true competitor for WWE, because then that makes WWE have to be better, right? But that ain't gonna happen at this point because Tony Khan doesn't know what he's doing at all. 0%. But while we're here talking about WWE, we got to get going to our picks for the Crown Jewel matches next week, because guess what? Crown Jewel will be on next week as we are recording. So we have to make our picks this week. So we might as well start at the top of the card. Senor Darryl.
Senor Darryl.
Yes, Senor Darryl. We've got Darryl's boy, Braun Strowman versus Omos.
Okay,
Darryl, what you got?
I already got this. It's Braun Strowman. Come on now. We're not gonna keep on jobbing this. I'm tired of them giving out these leaks on YouTube. Hey, in a live event, Omos and Braun Strowman fought. Okay, don't do that. It's to build up hype. You need to stop doing this.
I'm gonna make all my picks very clear for you. They're fighting in Saudi Arabia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We know these picks are they just want to build up stars. So whoever the biggest star is in wrestling, that's the person I'm going with every single time. Easy peasy. I'm gonna make this quick for you, because the Saudis over there, they don't want to see underdogs win. For what? They flashy over there. They got tigers as pets. They don't want to see the underdog win. What do you mean?
Hey, they wanted to see Goldberg beat Undertaker. Who knows?
They don't want to see the underdog get a dub. If you on a 20 win streak, you getting 21 tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't the time for underdogs to come up. This ain't the pay-per-view for underdogs. I'm picking the favorite every match.
All right, well, hold on. Who you picking then? Braun Strowman or Omos?
Strowman. I'm picking the favorite.
Darryl, who you picking?
Braun Strowman. I told you this already.
God, man, I have to pick him too, and I hate it because y'all know I don't like this Braun Strowman. I'm sick of this mess.
You know what? Control your narrative.
What you mean? What you mean, bro?
Hey, you don't know what that means?
What you mean, bro?
That's the group.
Braun Strowman.
Control your narrative.
Shut up. I'm sick of you. Moving forward, though, we've got Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a steel cage match.
Oh
Darryl,
boy. I definitely want to pick some Karrion Kross because Drew McIntyre is washed.
He ain't washed yet. Calm down.
Yes, he is.
Calm down.
McIntyre's the favorite. I'm telling you, son, this is not the time for underdogs. This is not the pay-per-view for underdogs. Not a single one. I'm not a single underdog is getting a dub.
Right? Mace, may I say one thing?
Go ahead.
Kross ain't the underdog because he won every fight against McIntyre. Just saying.
Okay, but still though, McIntyre's the favorite for the fight.
Hey, not when you have a manager. When you have a manager, you always win. Remember that. Remember that. I hope you remember that. Hey, how the bloodline so successful? Because they got managers in there.
Listen, you might be right, but the Vegas odds makers got McIntyre as the favorite. So I'm telling you, that's who I'm taking.
Hey, let me give you some history lessons. How did JBL have the title for so long? Because he had a what?
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, dog. None of that matters in Saudi Arabia. They don't care about that.
Oh, yes, it does. It ain't Abu Dhabi. It's Saudi Arabia. Think about it.
Same difference, bro. Okay, you know what the difference is between Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi? One has tigers as pets, the other has lions as pets. That's it. One likes stripes, the other one likes a tan, like a solid tan.
You know what? We're going off topic. Give us the next match, please.
Oh, I didn't even make my pick yet. Dang, I was sitting here enjoying y'all two going back and forth. What you mean? I was having me a good old time, right? So Daryl, you're taking Karrion Kross here?
Yeah, I'm taking Kross.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go with Drew because they already gave Karrion Kross his win over Drew McIntyre, and they can't just keep making Drew McIntyre take L after L after L.
Wait. Are you not forgetting the WWE method? It ain't no 2 freaking matches made on pay-per-views for ending a rivalry.
I think you're missing my point. I'm not saying that they're ending their rivalry like that. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that if you look at let's just go the past 6 months of cards, right, for Drew McIntyre, he hasn't really had big moment wins. Most of the time when he's in these matches, he's been losing them, right? At some point that starts to affect his character. They have to get him a win. They have to. You can't just keep letting guys like walk over him. Not after all the building of him that you did for like 3 years, bro. That makes no sense, right? So that's my thought process. So I'm going Drew McIntyre all day. And Mace is right. The Saudis don't want to see Karrion Kross win. But that's not who they want to win. But moving forward here, we have got the Beast, Brock Lesnar, taking on the man amongst men, Bobby Lashley. Daryl, who you got?
Brock Lesnar, come on now. We're not dealing with this. You know what? This was predicted a long time ago. When Bobby Lashley got into the WWE, coming back from TNA, he was like, I want to face Brock Lesnar. I think it would be a good idea because we both went into MMA. I don't care about the MMA bullshit. I'm telling you this.
$5. I expect your payment soon. Yep. I told you it was gonna happen. He was missing. I'm gonna save it for week 11. Told you he wasn't gonna make it.
He triggered me. It's not for it was.
No, don't blame me.
It was definitely how would I say it? Provoked. Can do provoked.
No. I do not take responsibility for that. I take responsibility for the cuss words I say, not the ones you say.
That ain't even a cuss word.
You know the rules around here, Daryl. You know the rules. But Hurry, come on. So what's your logic to Lesnar and Lashley? Now that we got your $5 fine out the way.
Now that we got your money, why are you choosing this?
You know why? Because Brock Lesnar is not going to lose again. He's done taking L's. He's back on the W train. 100%.
Like I said, I'll go to your mall right now. Ask 10 people if they know who Brock Lesnar is, and then go ask 10 more if they know who Bobby Lashley is. Exactly, Brock, easy.
You know what? I'm going against y'all. I'm taking Bobby Lashley. What's up, baby? Bobby, what's up? What's up?
You might as well say I bet on black too while you had it. Go ahead.
Hey. You don't tell me when to say my line. That's my line. Okay. And you know what, though? You're right. I should say it. That's right, because I'm always betting on black.
It does crack, though. So, hey, next one.
All right, so the next match we have got on the card is the OC versus the Judgment Day. Daryl, who you got?
Technicality. Did they ever fix that same date problem with the New Japan pay-per-view? With what's his face? Because they're dated on the same day.
Who? What you talking about?
Carl Anderson. He's a neverweight
Carl
open
Anderson ain't
champion.
doing it. You think he gonna fly all the way to Japan when he over here getting his check stateside? You crazy?
Well, if he is there,
He getting that USD, baby.
we're gonna go with the Judgment Day
Pause.
because
Did you not hear what this man said? Never mind. Go ahead, Darren. Just keep going. Just keep going, bro. Did you not hear him? You really didn't hear him? Never mind. I'll tell you. Like, just keep going. Keep going.
Now, I mean,
see, Darren's looking at us like what's wrong with y'all? Come on, man. It's
I'm
not my
picking the
fault.
Judgment Day.
we're gonna pick the Judgment Day on this one because Judgment Day takes the most L's out of anybody in the WWE right now. So they got managers, so managers always win. Okay, so just remember that.
Not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm without a shadow of a doubt. There's a reason why they had Rhea Ripley slam that man, because they're trying to show that, hey, the Judgment Day is going to be our next force here, our next group that is a force. This is easy. The OC, they brought them back just because they needed more actual certified tag teams to be out here to be able to work, right? But if you think I'm picking Anderson, Carl, wasn't it Anderson, Gallows, and AJ, you are out of your doggone mind. Judgment Day sweep out here, baby, all day.
Why not pick AJ?
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all see Rhea Ripley's Halloween costume? Hey,
Nope, didn't.
hey,
Not
hey,
impressed. Not impressed if it is.
That's all I can say.
Hey, guess what? She was better in NXT.
You drunk. Get out of my face. Get out of my face, Daryl.
She can't do her signature pin in the main roster.
Daryl.
Mhm.
Don't know.
Oh, hush my mouth. You know who else? You know who took that pin? You know who took that pin?
I know who took the pen, Daryl.
Oh,
Who took
okay.
it.
Okay.
Hush your mouth.
She over here
Stop
being a what do you call it? Injury prone jobber.
You will not speak ill of Nikita Lyons on this show, sir. You will not do that.
We ain't
You
doing
hush
that
your
around
mouth.
here.
Hey, at least she won the tag team titles for 1 second.
You will hush your mouth talking ill about Nikita Lyons on this show, sir. This is a
When she gonna get injured next
slander-
week?
This is a slander-free zone.
It's
for
almost
Nikita Lyons.
Thanksgiving, and you trying to put.
I'm giving thanks to the
and
injuries.
It's almost Thanksgiving, and you trying to slander them yams like that, bro. Get out of here.
Hey,
Get
I
outta
ain't
here.
I ain't a slave to those yams. They ain't mine, and I'm never gonna touch them.
I ain't a slave to him either, but I can appreciate. Unlike you, want to be a hater your whole life. Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's why I'm Team Kobe. Let's go.
You might well go put your red hat on.
Listen,
Anyway.
we got more picks.
Anyways, moving forward here, we have got for the undisputed WWE tag titles. We've got the Brawling Brutes, Ridge Holland and Butch, taking on dudes that are the undisputed WWE tag team champions of the world. Because the Brutes are the twos and they are the ones, the Usos. Daryl, who you got?
You know, back in the day when you was watching the original Pokemon and you had the other team of Team Rocket and the guy was named Butch. Could you take that guy seriously?
No.
Okay. So my pick is Usos. So here we go. can't take anybody named Butch seriously. Give him back his real name. Give him back his real name.
Well, I'm telling you, bro. This ain't the pay-per-view for the underdogs. It's the Usos. Obviously.
Y'all already know who I'm picking because they the ones, baby.
Butch?
The Usos. Hey, man, get out of my face. Look, I don't care. Butch, a dude named Butch could be the greatest heavyweight prospect we've ever seen in our lives in fighting, and I would pick against him every time because his name is Butch. Okay? Every time.
I'm going to find the intro for that Team Rocket, and I got to say it.
Done with you. Done with you. But moving on here, added to the card as of last night, we have got Bianca Belair versus Bayley for the Raw Women's title in a last man standing match.
So they identify as men. I can't do that. It's last woman standing. Thank you. Anyway.
Not in Saudi Arabia, you can't.
Who made you this way?
I'm on Team Bayley. And I hope you know why.
Who is the champion? Exactly. You know where I'm going with this. I promise you, bro. I'm not picking no underdog.
I'm not picking the champion with a long ass bow tie weave. I ain't picking it. That thing is a whip. That thing is a weapon. A weapon, I say.
Say what you want to. I'm going Bianca. Sorry, bro. I'm telling you, dog. I'm not picking the underdog on this card. Not doing it.
You know who's not an underdog?
Who?
He's our next. He's the next match. So I'm going to tell you. I'm just have to.
And he gonna make me lose my mind. I see where this is going. He's about to have me lose my mind. I know it. This is easy for me though. Bianca Belair all day. Not even a question. They're not stopping her run here.
They should.
No, because if you think about it, you know who they're saving her to drop the belt to. You know who it is. And I hate it so much, but we both know who they're saving her to drop the belt to. We know
the queen, the real queen of the women's division.
Don't fall for it, Jay. Just don't even fall for it. He's baiting me.
The real queen, Charlotte Flair. Woo! Don't be sad.
Done with you. And now, for the main event of the night, we have got Logan Paul versus the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Champion. He is the head of the table. He is the old tribal chief, the man you will acknowledge, Roman Reigns. Daryl, who you got?
Hey, if you ask everybody, Logan Paul or Roman Reigns, they're going to pick Logan Paul because they know who Logan Paul is. So, at the end of the day, we ain't going on the underdog. We're going to pick Logan Paul.
Mace, who you got, man? Because I'm gonna save it. Go ahead. Who you got, Mace?
Go ahead. Say your same claim that you've been doing the whole time. Ask these people.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Triple H gonna let Roman Reigns lose his heavyweight title to a dude that don't even wrestle. Ain't no way. This is 1,000% for the money. They told him, it was probably like if we can't let our guy win, you at least got to let us put our guy in the match. And he was like, all right, cool. Just give me the money. So, yeah, that's all it is. They just got to, they flashy celebrities, so they had to put him in there. But, I mean, he might do something cool in the ring, you know what I'm saying? He probably been training a little bit. But This is Roman Reigns. If it's not him, just throw the whole promotion away at this point, because ain't no way that some dude that don't even wrestle go win. You can't do that. For the sake of your show, you can't do that.
What if they do? What happens?
Somebody getting assassinated, man.
Do you watch it? Do you watch AEW after that?
No, of course not. At this point, you have to see how you got to see who put out the fire. If that's the case, listen, bro. If they let that happen, I'm tuning in Monday. I got to see what happened.
Look, man, this is easy for me. We could sit here and really try and break it down all day, right? But this is very simple. Even if Triple H had a problem with Roman Reigns being the champion this long, he is not going to cut off his nose despite his face. He ain't stupid. If they're going to when Roman Reigns drops that belt, it is going to be to somebody who is a certified WWE wrestler that they have under contract for at least another 2 years so they can work off of that. Ain't no way in heck that Roman Reigns is losing tonight. I think it's going to be one crazy match to watch, because I will give Logan Paul this. From his match at WrestleMania, we can tell he puts in the work to train for his match, right? And he's willing to do big spots and put his body on the line. So the match will be entertaining. But if you think I'm betting against the Tribal Chief, look at my shirt, fool. Why would I ever bet against the Tribal Chief?
You're a tribal simp. We're getting Logan Paul the freaking get the W. That's what we gonna do.
You the one out here simping for Logan Paul. What we talking about?
We just talking about facts. We only talking about money. We ain't talking about being a fan. We talking about what brings in the big bucks.
Speaking of the old big bucks here, about to slide on over to where does that win last week for Sean O'Malley put him as far as a draw for a big fight?
Ooh.
Because
honestly, how much as I just don't feel for that fight, he didn't deserve it. The judges gave him a gift. He should be pleased with that gift. You think he's gonna beat Aljamain Sterling when that man doesn't have no ground game? Absolutely not. I hope he gets the next title shot. Tell you the truth, we can get him out the way. Because first off, it doesn't make sense that he'd be the number one contender after being Peter Yan. Yeah, Peter Yan was there, but he got beat.
Where was Sean O'Malley's ranking? Let's look at his.
He was like 4.
Okay, so there's 4. Still people in between, but we've seen this before from Dana White, though. We know if he thinks he has a guy that's a big money draw, we know he'll let that person jump the line and get that title shot just to get that cash coming in. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not that if Aljamain, if we hear what I'd probably say March, April, somewhere around there, that's probably when the match would take place or something, more than likely. If we hear about a pay-per-view between O'Malley and Sterling, I don't think that's far off of
right now
what would happen.
Well, right now, Sean O'Malley is number 1.
Okay, well, of course, after beating Peter Yan, but do you think that they would do a rematch with O'Malley and Peter Yan before they gave out a title shot? Depending if Aljamain says that he wants to take a break, do you think they would do a rematch with that?
They wouldn't do a rematch with Peter Yan. They probably
they would throw somebody else at him.
They'd probably put Cheeto and him again, because Cheeto beat Shane. Remember when he had
yeah.
And then he wanted to claim he was still undefeated, even though he had that loss. That's what.
You think that's the next match? If
that's the only reasonable one. Like TJ's out. You got Sandhagen. They had a rumor that Sandhagen turned down Cheeto. So Marab won't face Aljamain at all because that's That's his boy. So
Yeah, makes sense.
So he's like pointless to fight. So it's either Cheeto or Sean. Aljamain just wants to hold the title for long periods of time.
But yeah, to that point though, do you see Aljamain saying he wants to take another break and probably not fight till the summertime? Because you have to have a number one contender fight if you're not going to have a title fight until June next year. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't put that title on hold for that long. So
honestly, I think the only title that's on hold right now will probably be well, the only titles that really are on hold right now is the heavyweight. We don't have no word of flyweight. I know there's a booking already with the strawweight. There's nothing about Amanda Nunes right now. But other than that, depending on how everything is looking, Leon Edwards is like March. Israel is next month. Yuri is December. They're going to probably plan like a February between Alexander and Makachev, so he can try to be a champ.
Makes sense.
And for Figueiredo, that's Brandon Moreno.
Yeah, so we're looking at April where that would be the feasible time for a title shot for Sterling, another title defense for Sterling. But like I said, for whatever reason, he didn't come out of that fight damaged or anything. So I mean, it's not like it's unheard of for him. I mean, that's like the normal. That would be the normal fight time for him. Will be April. But do you think he's going to want to fight in April?
I don't know. Aljamain is so risky. If I want Cejudo back at this point, like I want Henry back.
Where would Henry fit though? Like where would he fit though in this scenario?
Henry beats Aljamain Sterling 100%.
But who would Henry have to fight in his place though? Like I mean, Henry would have to fight somebody. Henry's not the draw that's going to put butts in seats. Henry's can't just jump over the rest of the top 5 to get his title shot.
I don't know. He never lost the belt. Same thing with TJ. TJ never lost the belt. He had one match and he hit the title. So they might.
So who would Henry have to fight though? Does Henry have to fight O'Malley? Does he have to fight Peter Yan? Does he have to fight Cheeto? Like where does, if you want to say that Henry needs a title shot, I say he has to fight one person and handedly beat them before he gets that.
Like for example, like Henry beats the top 5 easy in the bantamweight. Top 5 easy. He knocks him off. Questionable about flyweight. Flyweight's questionable. Top 5. But top 5 bantamweights, yeah, he got that. That's easy.
So it's Sterling and who in April? Because that's the feasible time for him to fight again.
Well, if Cheeto makes another impressive win or something over somebody, he's definitely taking that spot because no one's going to give Sean O'Malley like a clean title.
People are gonna, but you know Dana White will, because Dana White is he's taking the money. Sean O'Malley's the money. And we know what this is. If it came down to Sterling, if it came down to Sterling is for sure going to be fighting in April.
Let's be honest. Who's the draw out of that matchup? And ain't Aljamain. Aljamain is not putting nobody in seats.
Like I said, it's O'Malley, bro. He's the crazy haired, wiry, fiery fighter. He's the crazy guy that you want to see fight. So that's the draw. I told you, like if Sterling is fighting in April and you're choosing out of that division who's going to fight him out of the top 5. We know it's not Peter Yan. We can throw him out because he just lost. and Henry hasn't fought anybody in a while, so it's got to be O'Malley. And if Sterling isn't fighting, then in April you have to have Cheeto and O'Malley fight and have a title fight later on in the year. But are we going to be talking smack about Sterling for waiting that long to fight again if he doesn't fight in April?
All I'm gonna say is you already know Daryl gonna find a reason to talk trash about Aljamain all day long. He ain't gonna give him credit for his win that he just got last week. He ain't gonna give him credit if he wins his next fight. He'll be like, "Oh no, man, he still thinks he shouldn't be the champ." Blah, 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 blah.
But where we were at we were sitting here saying like we were running down the line of title fights going in these next few months, and feasibly April, May is when Sterling should be defending his title again, right?
Something like that. But regardless, it don't matter. Daryl ain't gonna give him no credit.
What credit does he need? He's the
Call
champ.
him the champ, Daryl. Oh, there it is. He actually said it. Oh, he finally actually called him the champ. Oh, ouch, man. You see that, baby? Oh, he called you the champ. And I just want to remind you, Daryl. Told you last week. Well, Jermaine, I always bet on black.
Stop
and it. Came
it.
out true again. Let's go, baby. But while we over here saying wild stuff, sometimes there's some things that get deep up under your skin and get in your mind and drive you a little bit of crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is not Mason's Madness today. This is Spann's Shenanigans. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming into this trip into this mind of this absolutely insane man named Jerome Spann. That's right. But I'm going to get right to it here. So a California data on racial profiling reveals that the sheriff's departments across California spend 80 to 90% of their patrol time on racially biased stops and only 10 to 20% of their time responding to calls for help. Okay. For an example in this, Sacramento sheriff stopped black drivers nearly 5 times as much as white drivers. In San Diego, black residents were 2.2 times more likely than white residents to be stopped by deputies. In LA, black people were 1.9 more likely to get stopped by the police. Okay? Why am I bringing this up, people? Because again and again, we try and put you on the things that are relevant in this world. And I know a lot of people want to get angry when people say things like defund the police and all that. I'm not getting into all that. What I'm here to point out to you is, hey, as a country, we invest a lot of tax dollars into the police. We give them, the police don't rarely get their budgets cuts. Their budgets usually go up. Their budgets are usually like military spending in this country. It's always going up, baby. It don't stop. It don't go down. It don't level out. Nope, up every time. That being the case, we should have high standards of accountability for them. And that is something that is unacceptable for all of us. Because look, man, even if you want to try and explain away why these cops are doing racially biased stops, they are not making any of us safer doing it. Look at what those numbers told you. Those numbers said that 10% of the time, they are actually responding to problems we have in society. That means we need to fix what they're doing in that other 90% of the time, because that's when the racially biased BS happens. So you can try and tell me how it's not a problem all you want. You can try and walk around it, dance around it, do whatever you want to do. But the numbers speak for themselves. If our cops are wasting 90% of their time on being racist, then that means for that 90% of the time we're unsafe. So if you really care about safety, let's fix this racism problem within police and within our society so we can actually be safer.
Can I slide a little history lesson in? So the original purpose of the police was to catch slaves, right?
Fact.
Then the purpose switched to now keeping black people and white people separate. So the police, this is not a new issue between the police being there to harass and control. I'm using air quotes, control. This is what they've always been like. Like I said, I don't go out here and see police and be like, I hate your guts, because they're important to society. We need them. The plain out and simple fact is we need the police. Do we need the police to do other things or be better, be more accountable? Sure, but we need them. And this right and studies like that, it just proves the point that it's harder and harder to trust the police. Like you gotta, it's hard to trust them when you know that they aren't going to be punished for doing something wrong. This is just plain out and simple. But we need them. We need them. Everybody needs the police.
If you want to read more about this was put out by The Guardian, by Sam Levin of The Guardian. Sam does a lot of great work. I've read several pieces from Sam over the years here. Great work. You should go check it out. But to the point, Mace is 100% correct. We need police in our society, but we need them to be doing the proper things, the things that keep us safe, not racially profiling people. Now, I got two other things we're going to discuss here in Spann Shenanigans, and then one is more serious and the other one's lighter. Okay, I promise I ain't going to leave y'all over here on some serious stuff, right? We always try to have a little bit of fun and shenanigans here. But the next one is we got to talk about people's reaction to Nancy Pelosi's husband getting attacked in his home with a hammer. Now, look, I am not a Nancy Pelosi fan. I want to make this clear right off top. But, dog, are some of you that didn't quite understand how serious January 6th and the rhetoric that keeps coming from all of those, the people who want to support that, are you starting to see how serious it can get? Because dude was there for Nancy. He wasn't there for the husband. Okay? So again, people, we got to stop this madness here that's going on in our country. We have to stop it. It's insanity. We are so busy trying to talk about freedom of speech for people that we are allowing lunatics to do insane things in our country. Okay? We have people like Marjorie Taylor Greene out here who can't even just say it was a bad thing. She has to qualify the statement before she's saying that it's absolutely unacceptable that this happened. That's absurd. So at some point, people, you got to wisen up. I ain't saying you got to vote for my guy. All I'm saying is you should maybe vote for someone that at least isn't bat crazy, okay?
Like, we got to chill, man, because we see stuff happen in Europe or South America. Like, oh, my God, they did that to their political officials. They're like, we clutching our purse. Like, it'll never happen here. Then it happens here, and we like,
what?
Like we don't see when stuff that happens over there that we clutch our purse for, our proverbial purse, like it'll never happen here. We just turn a blind eye to it. You mean to tell me that we as a society are having people out here break into public officials' houses and we just going like, that person was just crazy. That ain't gonna happen to nobody else. They got away with it with one. Who next?
Exactly. So people, we're coming up on November. I hope you're making sure you voted. Because, hey, man, look, a lot of y'all told me before Trump got in office, hey, they're not trying to take us back into time. Yeah, okay. Look, the evidence has been played out for you. Now, if you choose not to vote come November, you a damn fool. And that's all I'm going to tell you. Okay, I have some other words that I could describe you as, but we just going to say damn fool. All right. But to finish us out on a nice little positive note here, I just want to bring a young lady to y'all's attention. Her name is Dominique Malonga. Okay. Dominique is that, I think she's going to be that one for the WNBA, Mace. Look, for y'all that ain't seen it, you can go ahead and go check on my Twitter. I'm going to retweet it again now. This girl out here doing spin dunks, Mace. She out here doing spin dunks.
Listen,
bro, you start doing spin dunks, it's over. He's changing the game. I've heard, look, I don't know about you, Mace, but I've heard complaints from so many supposed basketball fans that, oh, the WNBA is just not exciting. You don't have no dunks. She coming there doing that. I don't want to hear nothing out of y'all. It ain't no, oh, I'm just getting over the rim. Now she like spin. Bam. What's up?
Oh, yeah.
So
she gonna drop step, put the hammer on somebody. Hey, Shaq.
Hey, ladies, I just want to say, feel sorry for y'all, because for a long time in y'all game, you didn't have to worry about athletes like this, but they coming for y'all now, ladies. Good luck to you.
Evolution is a crazy thing.
Facts. But yeah,
we knew at some point somebody was going to have their child training for this very moment. It was going to happen eventually.
Facts, bro. Facts. Well, all I'm going to say is each and every week, ladies and gentlemen, we take a trip deep into the mind of a madman. We appreciate y'all. But again, I tell you guys each and every time as I end Spann Shenanigans, pay attention to science. Stop paying attention to the Kardashians. Kardashians don't give a damn about you or your people. Okay, and they don't care. They just want your money. Science can help change your life and the people around you's lives for the better. And that's all I got this week. So we have to keep the train moving here, and we got to get into the picks for this week. And we'll start here with the game on Thursday there that we all actually picked correctly, except for Daryl, who decided he wanted to believe in a washed Tom Brady. But it was still a pretty good game on Thursday night. Mace, what are your overall thoughts on the game from Thursday between the Ravens and Bucks?
I think the Ravens finally figured out how they need to play offense. Because that second half, the way that they ran the ball, not just with Lamar, but as a team in general, how they used a lot of motion snaps, a lot of jet sweeps and things like that. The fact is, without Bateman, they don't have a true receiver threat. They don't have anybody that you can line up against the team's best cornerback and be like, okay, he can win us a few routes. You don't have a guy that they have to shift the defense to or anything of that nature without Bateman. So you have to play this inside the numbers. You have to run a lot of motions. You have to get some guards pulling. You have to run a lot of some read options. They tried to act like Lamar still ain't that dude back there. Well, at one point, my man hits the middle on a read option, jukes two defenders, and in that same juke move, spun off of two other dudes. Like, stop acting like this man is not that guy. That is the key to the Ravens. Like I said, Lamar can get it done, but he needs some help out there. And if you ain't gonna give him no receiver threats, you got to let that man run. You have to. He knows how to keep himself from getting hurt. When has Lamar ever taken a big shot? Even running through the tackles. You know what I'm saying? Like this, you have to trust. The big trust. You gotta trust in your boy, man. That's how they have to play. What we saw in the second half, they put up like 300 and some yards of offense in the second half alone. They road graded the Bucks, a team that we thought that teams weren't just going to be successful running on, and they road graded those guys. They figured it out. They missed, like I said, misdirection, read options. You got guys moving left and right before the snap. That's how they got to play.
Yeah, at this point, the Bucs season is done for sure, but you are 1,000% correct, Mace. The Ravens need to play like they did in the second half. It's very similar, Mace, to what we were talking about with the Bears on Monday night, right? Which was that this is the way you have to play. You have to make team, because you don't have that game-breaking talent out at wide receiver, right? The guy that they say we have to shift a guy over there. You have to make the defense play 11 on 11. Right? You have to do that. And when you have a quarterback who is clearly, majority of the time he is on the field, the best athlete on the field, You need to use that to your advantage. So I have to say, Mace, you are 1,000% correct. The Ravens and the Bears are very similar in that vein right now, which is that, hey, there is a very specific way you guys need to play offense. Either accept it or you're not going to have consistent success, plain out and simple. So speaking of the Bears, we have to get into this week's games. And this week, we got to face off with me and Mace's teams. Bears at Cowboys. So we're going to start here with Daryl. Daryl, who you got? Because he ain't going to cheat and try and take one of our picks. That's not happening. Daryl, you making your pick first. So who you got?
Cheat and get one of y'all picks.
You heard me.
It's both y'all teams.
Did I stutter, mother, utter?
I'll pick.
See, look, he was looking. He was gonna already pick one of our picks, man. You see this? Do you see this? That's why he can't choose. That's why he over here looking like he in deep thought, like he's like trying to ponder what is the meaning of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So who you got, Daryl?
What are the teams again?
Man, I would throw something at you all the way to Jersey. Stop it.
I pick.
Man, if you don't make a pick and come on, this is an audio medium, fool. What you doing?
It's hard.
We gotta
It's
talk
not
to
hard.
people, bro.
I understand that, but it's a hard pick.
Man, talk it out then. Talk it out with the people. Why is it so hard for
What's
you?
going through your mind here?
Because me and Mace didn't give you our picks first, so it's hard for you to choose. Is that why?
It's not that. Even if y'all gave y'all picks, I want y'all actually explain things. So I'm not really watching it like super deep because I work a lot. So
like we all ain't got full-time jobs.
You know what?
Okay, stop.
I'm just saying, I don't have enough time to be watching this football, That's all I'm saying. How about this? What's the injury report, Mace? You know the injuries. What's the injury report? That'll make my pick.
The injury reports for who? Like for the teams in general? I don't think Zeke's probably out. That's fairly concerning.
That probably
but
y'all. Tony probably better anyway.
I need an injury report. That's my pick.
Man,
my pick is the injury.
Nah, man, you make a pick. You are killing me. This has been 2 minutes and you just bobbly. Well,
You know what? I like to put dressing on my word salad.
Man, if you don't shut up and make it, because you're not even putting dressing on anything. You just over here patting the bottle like, can we get some out? Like, come on, man. Make a pick.
I picked the boys.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think that's the first time he didn't pick the Cowboys.
Nope. That is actually.
That's the second. He picked them against Philly too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because it's Philly hate. That's right.
Yeah. So in his heart of hearts, can't let him pick Philly ever.
All right, Mace, who you got?
Dallas here, but I think this game's gonna be a lot closer than it should be. Like if we were looking at this game 3 weeks ago, we probably would have said even with Cooper Rush as quarterback, it probably wouldn't have been difficult. But I think the Bears have figured out how they're going to play offense, and you can carry a run game anywhere. So that's going to be the challenge here. But I expect Dak to be a lot sharper than he was versus the Lions, and I don't think the run game takes the Bears to the promised land in this one, so I got Dallas.
Man, this ain't even a question, dog. It's Bears all day, bro. What you mean, bro? Y'all ain't gonna be able to stop my man Fields either. So you know what time it is out here. Y'all ain't got the
Michael Parsons said it best. He don't care who at quarterback. They ain't faster than him.
Hey, I bet you my quarterback faster than him.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Ain't no way.
You forgot my quarterback ran 4.3? You forgot about that?
You forgot Michael Parsons ran a 4.3?
No, I know. My quarterback faster than that man.
Get out of here.
Hey, I'm just telling you now.
Get out of here.
Micah is a dog, but he ain't catching that man.
I promise you.
Only thing he's seeing, Mace, is clean heels, baby.
I promise you, Micah would hawk that man in the open field. I promise you. I promise you, Mike. I promise you, Mike is hawking him down in the open field.
Especially not right now, where he didn't already got himself a little dinged up. He ain't catching.
I promise you, Mike is gonna hawk that man down in the open field.
Look, man, we'll see because we got a bet on.
I don't know who else would on our defense. Maybe Trayvon. I think he's a lot faster than people give him credit for.
No,
Mike is getting him, bro. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. Micah is getting that man.
Nah, bro, he ain't got it. So Bears all day. I think it's a close game. I think this game actually ends up coming down to last possession field goal game. Because both defenses are good enough. Well, the Cowboys defense is super well good, but the Bears defense is good enough to make it hard on you to score, right? We've seen that consistently this year, right? They don't just give up the cheeks to everybody, right? They're still making it hard.
Even with them not putting a lot of good offensive performances out there, their defense has kept them in games long enough to like, oh my God, I wish they would just get it together for 2 drives.
Yep. There's been multiple games that they've lost this year where if the offense got it together for 2 drives, they win the game. Mace is 100%. Hey, we can go back to the Packers game. If the offense got it together for 2 drives, we win that game. It's that simple. Packers went out there balling against us. We win the Commanders game too. It's very, very simple. So we'll see what happens here. But moving forward here, we have got Steelers at Eagles. Mace, who you got?
I got Philly here. I don't think their streak stops in Pittsburgh. They're transitioning quarterbacks, and it's just not a good time right there in Pittsburgh. I think Philly wins the Battle of Pennsylvania. Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, Philly's taking that one.
Daryl, who you got?
Steelers.
This dude won't pick the Eagles for nothing, even when he knows that he's gonna lose the game on the pick. Right? He like, nope, we're going against the Eagles every time. His hatred for Philly is real. Philly, I don't know what y'all did to Daryl, bro, but
there's only one decent team in Philly right now is baseball. So hey,
it's the Phillies.
Moving forward here, though, we've got Broncos at Jaguars. Mace, who you got?
He believes in the Broncos.
Man, I'm taking Jacksonville, bro. I can't. I refuse to pick them at this point. I'm not doing it. I will not fall for it again. I fell for it. I won't do it. I can't. Russell,
Harold, who you got?
Jacksonville.
This is a Jag sweep. Y'all already know how I feel about the Broncos. Hey, and then tell me y'all boys saw the story. Russell Wilson talking about he over there high kneeing on the playback hole.
Listen, bro. If I'm trying to sleep on a overnight flight like that, hey, bro, we got a box.
Bro, my man is out here saying, I was high kneeing on the plane for like 4 hours.
Through the aisles where his partners was sleeping.
Russell, shut up. You're just making it worse. You need to stop talking so much, Russell Wilson.
Hey, did you see Justin Tucker out there shading that man? Hey, Lamar's about to lead us in some high knees, Ravens flock, let's fly.
Look, man, I appreciate the fact that Russell Wilson is thoroughly himself, but he needs to just shut up at this point because goodness gracious, he is not helping his case nor his team's case at this point. So just Russell, just chill out, dog. Just chill out because you being out there talking like that all the time is not helping.
It's the attack.
He needs to take the class in Bill Belichick Media School, Mace. That's what he need to do. Go up there and say nothing.
We got both Russells doing good in both sports. Got Russell in the Lakers and we got Russell in the Broncos.
I like the callback. Moving forward here, we've got Patriots at Jets. Mace, who you got?
I got the Jets.
Harold, who you got?
The Jets.
Wow. This is the second time this has ever happened on this show. We have got a jet sweep again this week, fellas.
The Jets are looking really good, man. I listen.
My team's just messing up.
But so the world of football is very weird because 2 weeks in a row we have picked the Jets sweep. This is wild.
And
Never in my lifetime did I think this was gonna happen.
And I don't think the Jets' run game is going to take a notch down after they picked up James Robinson. I mean, it was never a fact of him not being a good running back in Jacksonville. Yeah, just slow. The man breaks tackles. Yeah.
James Robinson and David Montgomery are very, very similar in the sense that they have enough speed to make sure that they get through the holes and they'll break tackles for you, but they do not have pull-away speed. Somebody will always hawk them down from behind, right? That's the thing. So, yeah, I think you're right on that. 100%. I think they keep rolling. All right, so we've got now a team that we were rooting for and one that we just hoping that their quarterback just stay healthy for the rest of the season. We've got Dolphins versus Lions. Mace, man, things have gone really, really, really sideways for the Lions, man. This season, I mean, I don't know how you necessarily even keep Dan Campbell after this season, right? Because they're probably maybe win another 2 games this year, if that. So I don't know how you keep him knowing that's the case. So, Mace, who you got here?
I got the Dolphins here, man. Like I said, man, it sucks though because like you want to pull for the line, you want to pull for a guy whose team believes in him. Those guys thoroughly believe in Dan Campbell. They want. It's like the old adage, I'll run through a brick wall for somebody. You feel like that team would run through a brick wall for Dan Campbell, but at the same time, his defense has thoroughly let him down.
Look, and he's a defensive coach to make it even worse, right? Like, Dan, we rooting for you, bro, because you got the blackest staff in the league. We rooting for you, dog. We watched Hard Knocks this year, and we all bought in, right? We were in on you. My boy, it looks awful out there right now. Goodness gracious. Daryl, who you got here?
Dolphins.
And this is a Dolphin sweep. Like I said, Man Campbell, I think this is going to be the last year for you as the coach of the Lions, man. To be honest with you, Mace, I don't know if he makes it the whole year. I really don't know. You know, I could see this being one of those we fire you like week 13 and just see what we got with one of the other guys here. Sad day, though. Sad day. All right. But moving forward here, we have got Panthers at Falcons. Mace, who you got?
I got the Falcons. I think that whole I think last week was their let's rally around the troops week. You know what I'm saying? And I think they come back down to earth and realize that they're not very good. And they should just fire. They should continue on with the fire sale.
Harold, who you got?
Guess Falcons, sadly. Good old Falcons.
For me, I'm going to go Panthers here. I think that Wilkes will get one more week of we feeling good. You know, we'll overperform, and then they come back to reality after next week. So I'm going to have to go Panthers here. Neither of these teams are that impressive. You know what I mean? So it's not something of like, oh, they're so much better. No, they're both pretty stinky, but, you know, I just think that the Panthers are riding a wave right now, and they're feeling good, and that wave will take them through another week. That's really all it is for me. But moving forward here, got Cardinals at Vikings. Mace, the return of D-Hop was last week. He played fairly well for them. Who you got?
I think D-Hop gives that team a shot in the arm. It gives Kyler Murray his bailout, which he's been thoroughly missing because let's call it what it is, man. Kyler Murray is very much a off-schedule quarterback.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
So I got to go Cardinals here, just because we know that Kurt's finicky, man. He's gonna look very good for you until you need him to look good, and this game may be a lot closer for longer than the Vikings would like, and Kurt might drop the ball for him.
Daryl, who you got?
Cardinals.
In most circumstances, Mace, I would agree with you on this. But I'm going the Vikings. And you know why? Because no eyes are going to be watching Kirk Cousins in those Cardinals. So he'll play perfectly fine. It's not the early game, like the early game. Think about it. For teams that don't have a game in the market, right? It'll probably be the Bears and Cowboys that they end up getting on their TV, because those are two very big markets, right? You get Midwest market and you get the South market. And you both know both of these teams are both national teams. So that'll probably be the game that gets put on for people. So Kirk Cousins gonna play good, baby, because ain't nobody gonna be watching them. Ain't nobody even gonna remember that they playing right now. So I'm gonna have to go with Kirk. This is one of those times where you can trust some Kirk Cousins. And on top of that, we all know, man. Hey, look.
Hey, we know Call of Duty just dropped.
Call of Duty came out, okay? Kyler Murray,
like the full game.
He is not gonna be sleeping from like Wednesday till Sunday. He will probably average about 3 hours of sleep. That's not good for having to go process the defense on Sunday. Okay,
he ain't got to process no more. His bailout is back. His bailout is back. Let's call it what it is. Let's not act like this man wasn't. Let's not act like this man throws on time ever. So you mean I can run around for an extra 3 seconds and let D-Hop get in position for a jump ball? That's what they've been missing. How often did D-Hop bail them out last year?
A lot.
D-Hop legit mossed 6 people on the last play of a game.
Yep.
In a game they shouldn't have won.
Yep. You're not wrong. All right, but moving forward here, we've got Raiders versus Saints, two teams that their seasons have completely went off the rails at this point. Mace has been defeated many times this year by the Raiders of believing in them. So I don't know if he wants to hop back on that train right now, but we will see here. So Mace, who you got? Raiders at Saints. And it's a 12 o'clock game, Mace, just because I know we always like to talk about the West Coast teams coming east. It is a 12 o'clock game.
Oh, my God, bro. You know what, man? I got the Saints here. This is one of those where the defense carries the Saints. We know for a fact Lattimore gets up for the big matchup. And there's no bigger matchup than Devontae Adams at this point. I can't hop back on that train. I cannot allow myself to feel that hurt anymore. We just gotta let the Raiders just be bad right now, man. I mean, we can all have bad takes from time to time. You know, I'll accept my lumps for picking the Raiders to do anything productive. Yeah, I got the Saints here.
Harold, who you got?
Saints.
This is so hard for me. Like, this is legitimate because it's like I don't believe in either of these teams, man. Neither of them. I'm gonna just ride with y'all, man. We're going Saints sweep, bro. Like, because I can't look in good faith at this point. I cannot pick the Raiders. I can't.
Something always happens.
They should have won. Hey, maybe it's just that Josh McDaniels is not a good head coach, right? Maybe that's it. I don't know, but they are crappy. Like, I don't know how you regress so much from last year. When y'all was dealing with the racism stuff last year, how did you regress from that? I don't know. It's wild to me. But moving forward here, we have got hold on. We have got Titans versus Texans. Mace, who you got?
You know what? I'm gonna take the Texans here. Division game, they be kind of weird. Got to go with the Texans.
Daryl, who you got?
Texans.
I am going Titans. I think the Titans have figured out a little bit of who they are, and I need Derrick Henry to go crazy this week in fantasy. So picking the Titans. Moving forward here, we have got Giants versus Seahawks, two teams that have most definitely overachieved from everybody's expectations. Brian Daboll's got them boys playing great. Pete Carroll, again, apologies to you, Pete. You got them boys playing their butts off. So, Mace, who you got here?
I would have, if you would have told me that this would have been a hard pick at the beginning of the season, I probably would have laughed at you. This is legitimately a hard pick. Because hey, for whatever reason, Pete has figured it out with Geno Smith. Geno looks like the West Virginia prospect everybody thought he was going to be right now. And man, you know what? I got to go Seattle. They're playing in Seattle. I think that's what gets them over the top. An East Coast team going out west. I got to go Seattle.
Picking Giants. Just letting you know. Picking Giants.
I can't be mad at it, man. That's hard. It's tough.
I don't trust Daniel Jones. I trust Geno Smith more than him. Seahawks. I just don't trust Daniel Jones. I refuse to. All right, moving forward here, we've got Commies at the Colts. Mace, who you got?
I got Washington off the simple fact that the Colts have benched Matt Ryan for Sam Ehlinger.
Yeah. Daryl, who you got?
Colts.
Yeah, no, I'm going Commies here. For sure. Because, if you think I'm betting on Ehlinger, woohoo! You are wild. But moving forward here, got 49ers versus Rams. Mace, who you got? And Debo is out, Mace.
I think Shanahan uses McCaffrey in that same Debo package manner. I don't see like I said, man, we already know the 49ers have the Rams number. So I can't just sit here and say Debo is the whole reason for that. So I still got to go 49ers, man. I can't sit here and say that something's going to change.
Daryl, who you got?
Rams.
Is this man crazy? Hey, it's easy for me. The 49ers own the Rams, okay? They own them boys. Do I need to say any more?
No.
All right. Moving forward here, we have got the night game, Packers versus Bills. Mace, who you got?
Green Bay's getting embarrassed.
Daryl, who you got?
Bills.
Yeah, this is a Bills sweep easily. Green
Bay
Bay is not a good team.
Yeah, they're getting embarrassed. Plain out and simple. They don't have the firepower to keep up. That defense is going to be on the field a whole lot. And I don't care how good you are on defense. If you got to play 30-plus minutes a game on defense, that's not going to turn out well for you. And Gabe Davis has just completely ruled out the option of simply doubling Diggs and things are going to go right for you. Like, you can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Daryl, who you got?
I didn't hear. Didn't I? I didn't hear it.
So, no, he said. I think he said Bills. Didn't he?
Oh, yeah,
yeah, I said Bills.
That's right. That's my fault. I'm tripping. I just want to bring up Mace. Do you remember all that hype about Rasul Douglas last year? And we were trying to tell people, bro, he's not a good corner. He's not good. All. Jeez, no. Man. All that hype, bro. This stuff is wild. But last game of the week we've got for that week is Bengals versus Browns on Monday Night Football. Mace, who you got?
To give you a little backstory about this, there's been a lot of trash talk between the Cleveland secondary and the Bengals receiving core. I think this is going to be pretty fun to watch, but at the end of the day, I still see the Bengals winning just because the Browns they're being the Browns again. Plain out and simple. The Browns are doing what the Browns do.
Thanks. Daryl, who you got?
Bengals.
It's a Bengals sweep around here because, until they get the old Uncle Creepy back, bro, the Browns have showed me who they are. So I will not be riding with that nonsense at all. But we got to make our pick for next Thursday's game. And next Thursday, we have Eagles at Texans. Mace, who you got?
I got the Eagles. Even on a short week, I don't see, like I said, I don't see their streak ending.
Harold, who you got?
Texans.
Jeez, he just won't pick. He just won't pick the Eagles.
He won't do it. Hey, you gotta love his commitment though.
Mhm.
Hey, it could be the Eagles versus nobody. He gonna be like nobody.
The only he's picking the bye week over the Eagles.
Yep, every time. Every time. I see it every time. But
Eagles are on a bye, loss.
But Mace, tell the people where to find you.
You know, man, Twitch at Swaggy Mace, twitch.tv/Swaggy Mace, you know, Twitter, funky_stuff09. And yeah, man, come check me out. I say some cool stuff from time to time.
Daryl, Mr. Low Elo Janitor. Tell the people where to find you.
Twitch, Low Elo Janitor. I'm not going to stream, not Call of Duty. That's like inflated right now. That's inflated in streams right now. You're not even getting one view at that thing. Like, honestly. And YouTube, same thing. Low Elo Janitor.
At J Spann Man everywhere. You guys already know you'll either see my pretty face or the ITC logo, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Just a heads up to people, starting on November 11th through the weekend, the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th, I will be streaming God of War live as I go through my first playthrough. Also, our review of God of War will then be up that following week on the 18th, so make sure you are on the watch for that. It will most definitely tell you whether it's worth investing your ducats. But yes, be on the watch for that. Also, me and Mace are going to be starting our weekly streams very, very soon here. I know we've kind of had to push it back on you guys, but the month of October was beating my butt, people. So we really didn't have time. But be ready for that. We'll have the first announced date for you next week and when you guys can look out for that. But yes, of course. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us, rate us, review us. If you call us 4 stars instead of 5 stars, I'm going to call you a hater for the rest of your life. But yes, and of course, thank you for all you people watching us on YouTube. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you are notified every time that we drop something new. But yes, people, this has been another resounding episode of your favorite weekly sports show, and that is ITC
Sportsball.
Sportsball.